In this tutorial, I'll show you how to prepare logo files for clients using Adobe Illustrator. We'll be talking about different file types, color modes, and file setup and structure. You can download a cheat sheet and some practice files for this logo export project in the description below. So I just wrapped up this client project, and I've already created this Illustrator file with all the logo types that I plan to export for this client. Let me walk you through all the variations here because there's several. We have 3 color variations. We have full color, 1 color navy, and we have a white logo. Secondly, we have 3 different design variations. We have a stacked logo, we have a horizontal logo, we have a stacked with tagline, and we have an icon only. Also in this file, I like to set up just kind of a 1-page style guide for my clients when I'm giving them a logo export. So I also have an artboard in here for this style guide. So back over here, you'll also see I have my artboards window open. So let me show you where to find that. That's under Window, Artboards, and you'll see this little pop-up. Each of these logo variations is labeled in my artboard. And I have not put the client name in these artboard names, and that's a strategic decision, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I've essentially just described what the logo variation is here. So let me show you the file setup that I actually will be exporting today. So I have my Finder window open, and I've already done an export of this logo, so I'm just gonna walk you through it. At the top, I have that 1-page style guide that I showed you, just as a PDF reference for the client with the variations, their colors, and their fonts. And then inside this logo pack, I have a folder for the print logos, CMYK, and the web logos, RGB. Let's go into print. So you can see I have a folder set up for each of the variations: horizontal, icon, stacked with tagline. And if I just look inside, under print, horizontal, I have the following file types. I have EPS, and I have JPEG. Those are the only 2 file types that I'm providing under CMYK for each of the variations. You don't need a PNG or a PDF for CMYK. PNG is only a web format. Okay, and let's go under web. So I have the same folder structure for the web logos. So under horizontal, I have the following file types. I have a JPEG, a PNG, and an SVG. You can also see the file size over here for the PNG and JPEG are pretty small, and that's on purpose. I don't want these files to be massive for my client if they're putting them on their website. And you can compare that to the print files. They are much larger files. So you want to be conscious of that while you're exporting for print and web to have a high enough resolution so it looks great on the screen. Make sure the file size is not really high. So that's how I provide my logo files to the client, and I would ultimately zip this up into a compressed file and email it to my client. But let me pop back over to our master file. I already showed you I have set all of these logos up on their own artboard. To actually do the export, you want to make sure you're exporting at the right color mode. So I would start by doing RGB, for instance. So this file is already set up in RGB. I can see that here. But if you need to change it to RGB, go to File, Document Color Mode, and make sure RGB is checked. Then if you are exporting in RGB, you want to check all of the colors in these logos. If you're switching between CMYK and RGB, sometimes the color values can shift and change. So you need to double check this absolutely every time before you make an export. For instance, I'm selecting this gold icon in this logo, and an easy way to select everything in this file that have the same color is to go to Select, Same, Fill Color. It will select everything that's gold in this file, and you can then go to the swatch and check the RGB color values, or CMYK if you're doing it in CMYK. And you'd want to do the same for all of this text too. Before you export any logo, you always want to make sure that your fonts are outlined. So you don't want any live text in any of these logos. The reason is if your client were to open it and they didn't have the font for some reason, it would change the font. So to outline these, you would select any live text, go to Type, and create outlines. Mine's already outlined, so that's why it's grayed out. Okay, so once you have checked that everything's RGB, you have your artboards all labeled, you can then do a mass export of all of these artboards. And just a quick note, the style guide is on artboard 1. They're all labeled with a number. So I'm actually just exporting 2 through 13. So if I go to File, Export, Export As, now we can export in RGB in the first file type that we need. So the file types for RGB were PNG, JPEG, and SVG. Down here you can change the format. So first I would start with PNG. You'd want to say use artboards, and you'd want to use a range. And our range of artboards we want to export is 2 through 13. So you would just type 2-13. And then up at the top here, I'm just going to delete the word PNG. The reason is I have my client name here listed. These artboard names are going to append at the end of the client name when I export. I like to wait to put the client name in at the very end in this exporting step. So let me do a test export and I'll show you how it works. This is where you choose the file size as well. You might get a pop-up here. And if I'm doing RGB or images for the screen, you really don't need 300 dpi. I think medium or screen resolution is just fine, and that will lower the file size. I'm just going to choose the medium and click OK. Now let's go navigate to that folder that I just did, test export. These file types are very small, so I would want to just make sure that the file sizes are going to be big enough for your client's needs. So these are, you can see the dimensions here. So you can check the dimensions and make sure they're big enough. If they're not big enough, you might want to go back to your original file and make the artboards a little bit larger. So the idea is that I would do that same export in all the file types that I need for RGB, and then you switch it to CMYK and do the CMYK exports. And then you would put them all in a big folder and then organize them into that folder structure that I showed you earlier at the end. The last step is always go back and check that the logo files are in the correct folder, they are set up correctly, and you could do that by just pulling in some of these into various programs and testing the files and making sure they're the right size for your client and that they are the right file type. And one more thing, it's always a good idea to save a backup of this master logo file. So it doesn't need to be in the logo export, but if your client ever came back to you and needed a change to one of these logos, you've got this master file that is ready to go to re-export all of these files. So definitely save this master file with all the artboards somewhere in your project file archive. So that's how you prepare logo files for clients using Adobe Illustrator. You can download a cheat sheet and some practice files for this logo export project we just did in the description below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to Cry Studio for more Adobe Illustrator and graphic design tutorials. Thanks so much.